Imagine waking up each morning, looking forward to another vibrant day, full of energy and connection. But then, you notice something shifting, subtly at first, then more undeniably. That spark, that sense of effortless vitality, especially in the bedroom, feels diminished. It's a quiet worry many men over 60 experience, often keeping it to themselves. We might blame age, stress, or just how things are. But what if I told you that one of the most common, seemingly healthy habits you might be doing every single morning for breakfast could actually be making this very real concern worse? Yes, I'm talking about certain fruits you might be eating. It's a surprising truth that often gets overlooked, yet it plays a significant role in your circulatory health, your hormonal balance, and ultimately, your masculine vitality. The painful reality is that many men unknowingly sabotage their own natural vigor by making breakfast choices that, while perhaps well-intentioned, are actually working against their erections and overall well-being. But there's a secret to regaining that spark, and it starts with understanding what you put on your plate first thing in the day. In this video, we're going to uncover 7 specific fruits that, when consumed for breakfast, particularly in certain ways, might be hindering your blood flow and vitality. We'll explore why these seemingly innocent choices can have such a profound impact, and what simple adjustments you can make to reclaim your energy and confidence. Watch to the end for something that will truly surprise you about how much control you have over your daily vitality. Let's dive right into the first of these breakfast fruit choices that could be silently undermining your energy and, yes, your erections. We're talking about dried fruits. Things like raisins, dates, dried cranberries, or even dried apricots. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but they're natural, they're full of fiber, and yes, in small, measured quantities, as part of a balanced diet. Dried fruits can offer some nutrients. However, the problem arises when they become a significant part of your breakfast, especially when consumed on their own or in large amounts. Think about it this way: when fruit is dried, all the water is removed, concentrating its natural sugars significantly. A small handful of raisins can contain as much sugar as a full serving of fresh grapes. But because they're so small and easy to eat, it's incredibly simple to overdo it. One man I know, a lovely gentleman named Arthur, always prided himself on a healthy breakfast. He'd have a big bowl of oatmeal, and then, without fail, he'd heap a generous half-cup of raisins and dried cranberries on top. He thought he was doing himself a world of good, adding natural sweetness and fiber. But throughout the morning, Arthur would often feel sluggish, experience energy crashes, and, over time, he started noticing a decline in his overall vitality, including in his intimate life. What Arthur didn't realize was that all that concentrated sugar, hitting his bloodstream first thing in the morning, was causing a rapid spike in his blood sugar levels. When your blood sugar surges, your body has to work overtime to bring it back down, releasing a flood of insulin. Over time, these repeated spikes and crashes can lead to insulin resistance, a condition where your cells become less responsive to insulin. This isn't just about managing diabetes. Insulin resistance is a major factor in endothelial dysfunction, which is damage to the inner lining of your blood vessels. And guess what plays a crucial role in erections healthy? Flexible blood vessels that can expand and allow blood flow to where it's needed. When these vessels are compromised, whether in your heart or other vital areas, it directly impacts your ability to achieve and maintain an erection. So, while a few dried cranberries in a trail mix might be fine, making them a cornerstone of your breakfast, especially without enough protein or healthy fats to buffer the sugar absorption, could be unknowingly setting you back. A better approach for breakfast is to opt for fresh, whole fruits with their water content and more balanced fiber. Or if you must have dried fruit, use them very sparingly as a garnish, not a main component. And always pair them with a good source of protein like Greek yogurt or a handful of nuts to slow down that sugar release. Moving on to another seemingly innocent breakfast fruit. Let's talk about bananas. Specifically, very ripe ones. Now, before you gasp, bananas are undeniably packed with potassium and other beneficial nutrients. However, the ripeness of a banana significantly impacts its sugar content and how quickly that sugar is absorbed into your bloodstream. As a banana ripens, its complex carbohydrates convert into simple sugars, and its glycemic index, which measures how quickly a food raises your blood sugar, goes up. A very ripe banana, the kind with brown spots, might be perfect for baking, but for your breakfast, especially if it's the main component, it can act similarly to the dried fruits we just discussed. Consider David, who loved starting his day with a large smoothie made primarily from a very ripe banana, a splash of juice, and nothing else. He thought it was a quick, healthy energy boost. Yet, he'd often find himself feeling jittery, then crashing, and later, struggling with that familiar dip in energy and vitality. A breakfast that leads to a rapid blood sugar spike followed by a crash can leave you feeling fatigued, irritable, and less vibrant throughout the day. This consistent roller coaster of blood sugar can, over time, contribute to inflammation and oxidative stress within your blood vessels, further impairing their function. Just like with dried fruits, compromised blood vessel health means compromised blood flow, which is fundamental for healthy erectile function. For men over 60 who are already at a higher risk for cardiovascular issues, managing blood sugar effectively through diet becomes even more critical. So, what's the solution if you love bananas? Opt for bananas that are still a bit firm, with just a hint of green, as they have a lower glycemic index. And crucially, don't eat them alone for breakfast. Always pair your banana with sources of healthy fats, like a tablespoon of almond butter, or protein, such as a scoop of protein powder or a serving of Greek yogurt. This combination helps to slow down the absorption of sugar, creating a more stable blood sugar response, which in turn supports sustained energy and better overall vascular health, helping to keep that vital spark alive. This simple adjustment can make a world of difference in how you feel, both physically and mentally, throughout your day, contributing to a much more consistent level of vitality. Now, let's talk about the third fruit category to be wary of for breakfast. One that's perhaps the most obvious sugar trap: canned fruits packed in syrup. This might seem like a no-brainer, but it's surprising how many people, especially those looking for a quick and easy breakfast option, might still reach for these. Perhaps it's a habit from years gone by, or simply not realizing the sheer amount of added sugar lurking in these seemingly convenient choices. Picture this Joan, a lovely woman who used to buy canned peaches in heavy syrup for her husband, Frank, thinking it was a simple way for him to get his fruit. Frank would open a can, spoon out the syrupy peaches, and put them over a bowl of cottage cheese or oatmeal. He thought he was getting a dose of fruit, but what he was truly getting was a massive sugar hit, along with a significant amount of highly processed fruit that had lost much of its natural nutritional value during the canning process.